Blessings to everybody and much love. Welcome back to RABD TV. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about balance. And balance, we've always heard these words. Mainly, I guess, starting out with checks and balance in school, learning how to balance a checkbook. I'm not sure if kids still do that or not anyway, but that was the first time I heard checks and balance. Next time I heard about it was learning about the laws of Ma'at. So if y'all don't know about the 42 laws of Ma'at or the laws of Ma'at, it started in ancient Kemet or Egypt. And she symbolizes the deity of wisdom, but also keeping divine balance. And yeah, so you'll see her, especially even with law. It goes even back like with when you see law in the court, when you see the scales. So that started with Ma'at and keeping the laws of Ma'at and staying balanced. But what I want to talk about here is along the lines of that, but also with our personal balance. Because for me, my balance may be different from your balance, and your balance may be different from my balance. And that's pretty much the premise of today's message, is getting in line with, well, first of all, being clear with our goals and setting our goals and aligning them with our dreams so that we can manifest our dreams into this physical reality. But also after that is whenever we're working on things, is keeping balance. For me, the more that I'm doing work externally, I have to remind myself, hey, check in with your spirit, you know what I'm saying? With like meditation or just sitting in silence. Right now, we're going through a bit of a change. If you're in the northern hemisphere, if you really tell and like look at nature, the leaves are starting to fall now. If you look at the days, our days are getting shorter, and the night is getting coming earlier. So I was looking outside out the window, and it was like 7:40, and I'm like, wow, it's getting dark now. The street lights are coming on. In the summertime, we're aware that usually 9 o'clock is when the street lights come on, and like when it's fully dark outside and things like that. So this is a time like this is starting to become a time where we're getting into the autumn time, into the stillness of what winter season represents and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping these things in mind whenever we're working on whatever it is that we're working on, making sure that whatever what we were doing to get us to where we're at, like whether it's your fitness journey, if you were eating a certain way, and that's why lifestyle is a lot more important than diets or trends or fads. Whenever you get clear with what you want, then that's when you just write out your goals or your regimen, or like break down. Because a lot of times too, what stops us from wanting to actualize these goals that we set out, that's inspired by our dreams, is because sometimes it just feels like it's too big of a goal to accomplish. Sometimes we're playing it too small, and then other times it's like, man, I feel it in here, but in here and right now in a physical, it's not matching. Something's like, yo, like this just feels like an uphill battle. It's like, how do I win? And sometimes not making a mountain out of an anthill. It's one of those sayings where it's like, sometimes we look at a problem and make the problem a lot more bigger than it really actually is. And sometimes we need to just chip away at it by little small increments. That way we're able to conquer that mountain, so to say, you know what I'm saying? So whatever it is in our life, whether it's fitness goals, whether it's job or self-employment or marriage or vacation, children, you know what I'm saying, vehicles, and whatever it is that we're working on, how do we make this feasible, you know what I'm saying? And when we're going about completing those tasks and those goals and crossing them out of our list, that doesn't mean to stop whatever it is. Some things are for a season. That's another thing why it's important to keep balance, check and balance. Have these checks and balances. This is what I needed to do at this chapter in my life, in this era in my life, but I don't need to operate this way. That was a means to an end. Some things are a means to an end, meaning whatever it is to get me to that goal from point A to point B, I might not need it because I graduated into the next level. You know what I'm saying? This helped me to get to this level. So now I can go from this level to the next level. And yeah, so, and the other things will require us to continue these habits. Continuing these habits is definitely with working out. That doesn't mean you have to do like strenuous types of hardcore level of working out and things like that. You don't have to kill yourself, of course. But the thing is, it helps with our overall livelihood. And that's a part of the lifestyle, staying active, because an object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. So it's a lot easier to keep going while we're already in motion. The more that we start to kind of regress in our ways or go back to old habits, that's not putting up or giving us those results that we desire to get us closer to actualizing our dreams and our goals, then that's when we have to go back to the drawing board, checks and balance. Okay, this isn't helping me, but sometimes I know for me, I had to burn out certain desires because I know it was in me. So I might purposely, subconsciously put other things on hold while I allow myself to stay here and burn out this desire so I can finally gain whatever experience or wisdom that I needed to extract out of that situation so I can go on to the next chapter without even wanting to go down that road or take that with me into the next chapter or into this new door of opportunity and things like that. So yeah, at the end of the day, have your own checks and balance with your own life and things like that. Get clear with what you want first and foremost, and then start to get into those that planning and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Find out what it is that's going to get you to that destination or desired outcome, and just keep going. Don't look back. You know what I'm saying? Unless just you take an observation of like appreciation of how far you came. You know what I'm saying? So definitely take time to be still and be in appreciation of the moment of where we come from, because there's been many times where like I'll sit here and think like, wow, or a song might come on, because I like to correlate certain songs in my life to certain chapters of where I was at mentally and physically, or just vibrationally. You know what I'm saying? Some songs I listen to and I don't resonate with it on a vibrational level, but I can sit back and just reminisce and take appreciation of like, wow, I appreciate this song. It got me through what I needed to get through, and I learned. Now I can just go on, take it off my playlist. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes them beats be rocking, them beats be hitting. I ain't gonna hold you. So it might take me a little longer to take some things off my playlist. It is what it is, but that's when you have to remix your own words into it so you don't, you know what I'm saying, reenact these habits into our lives or push them in further into our subconscious and things like that. But yeah, stay blessed. May this message and this medicine reach you, the viewer, the listener, in the ways that you need it in your journey, in your life. Much love. Until next time, bless.